Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of AFX Insiders. Man, I am so excited. I'm joined by Kevin Knull, CEO of TaxStatus. Um, you zoomed in at our conference that we had in May, and we've been working on a partnership with you guys since then, and we're so excited because feel like it is the the perfect opportunity for a financial professional to integrate tax planning into their business in a meaningful way. Kevin uh, is the CEO of TaxStatus and um, helped to build MoneyGuidePro and take that to the level that it did when it was eventually sold. And so you've got just so much experience in FinTech and in this solution. So thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
So I know what TaxStatus is 5 years old approximately, or
8 years.
longer. 8 years.
Yep, 8 years old.
And when did you join the firm?
Just about 2 years ago now.
Okay. So you guys have probably seen a little growth in that space.
We have seen a lot of growth. We've pivoted the company, narrowed the focus down to just the wealth and tax firms, and continue to build out capabilities for financial advisors and tax professionals.
What are some goals that you have there with the company? Where do you see it? Where do you see it going?
Well, as I think everybody recognizes, it's very difficult for advisors and tax professionals to get the data they need to render the advice and provide the guidance to their clients that they need to. And we see a massive opportunity as we see a reduction in a 50% reduction in CPAs over the next 10 years, which is a lot, and about a 25 or 30% reduction in financial advisors. Firms have to figure out how to get the data they need and get the tools they need to render advice at scale. So my focus is, how do we do just that? How do we help firms get the information they need to improve the quality of the financial plans, to identify the additional assets that they aren't currently managing for a client, to identify the income, and then to render that the advice, the tax planning strategies, and the other recommendations that they need to with that data. So everything we're doing is to address those two challenges.
So I have this philosophy with technology, with FinTech. I said, number one, I can't bring a knife to a gunfight. So I have to have the best, and I have to have all that I can do with it. It has to be something that is truly groundbreaking and beneficial. But secondly, it's got to open doors. So if I'm gonna start to integrate a technology to me, I don't need it just to help me do my job where I'm at. I need to open doors, open opportunities. That's what FinTech and that's what technology should do. It should separate me. Again, if I'm talking to a customer, I don't want to be bringing a knife to a gunfight. I want to be out on the cutting edge. It's got to be simple. I don't need to have to hire an assistant to use it. See, or a CFP to come in and use it. So, what we've seen with your solution, it checks all those boxes. It's going to make me better, scalable, and so just in a few minutes, because I know. Tell me a little bit about kind of the journey that you've gone on, and just how you're starting to see adoption through the industry since you've kind of gone in really first full speed into this space. If you're really starting to see advisors pick this up.
We are, and I think your comments are well founded. No advisor wants yet another tool that requires them to spend yet another 10 hours a week, leveraging that tool. We've all got enough systems we're already using. So when we started, we were really just a pure data solution with an API and the ability to pass that data over. Since about a year ago, we've been building capabilities to help the advisors get the information they need easily. And when I say easily, I will challenge you to find any other solution that takes you less than 3 minutes to learn how to use. All you have to do is send out a link via email to get your clients to sign off on the consent. And then you find out their name, their email, their phone, their address, their date of birth, their social security number, their spouse's name, their children's names, where every dollar of income is, where every single account is at each custodian with account numbers. You know every business they're invested in. You know every trust. You know every property with every mortgage and even student loans. So when you talk about value rendered, one email can tell you where all of your clients' income and assets are. That, you know, many advisors have spent 20 or 30 years and they still only have 20 or 30% of the assets. There is no way you won't find everything with that one single email. So as you talk about growth, we have firms now that have made us the standard practice before they ever meet with a prospect. They send out that link and say, look, you can either give me fill out the 70-page data gathering form and give me the last 3 years of tax returns, or you can log in with ID not me, don't provide me any information, provide an e-signature, and I'll go get what I need to from the IRS, and then I'll share it back with you and tell you what they know about you. And in turn, the first 3 meetings, I'm not going to have to ask you a bunch of questions. We can talk about your goals, your objectives, and what you want to accomplish, and then we can see how we can best help you. The first meeting we have will be meaningful to you, and we will start talking about ways we can assist you. That's a very different conversation. And being able to, you know, as you talk about opportunities and how does this make you grow, the real wealth transfer is not going to be in the brokerage accounts, in the IRA rollovers. The real wealth transfer are in all of the liquidity events that are coming, the businesses that are going to be sold, the properties that are going to be sold, the trust, you know, dollars, and making sure you're managing those, you know, building that relationship with that next generation that's going to receive the proceeds of all of those things. But right now, like we talked about estate planning, where you have to die to get the value, tax planning, the client can benefit from now. And so if you really want to differentiate yourself as an advisor, or you start talking about that, you're going to have a very different conversation.
Well, and it's multi-generational planning, and the generation that's getting it is they're in their pre-retiree phase.
That's exactly
and
right.
they're in a higher tax bracket because it's all ordinary income now. It's because it's qualified, you know. So
That's exactly right.
Well, we're excited to see the journey you have been on, and we're excited to continue our partnership. And you know, we feel like this is a real feather for us because we're you know, we've seen some firms slow to adopt certain technology, and we're excited to be a partner with you. So thank you for jumping on with me.
Likewise. And my parting comment for everybody would be, you know, no one wants to try things new, but if you could find out where 3 times the assets are in the next 2 weeks from your existing clients, it is the single most efficient means of organic growth. Whatever else it is that you're doing, pause for 10 minutes and send out that email to all your clients. And it is going to be the most valuable exercise you've done in the last 5 years. I promise. And every single firm that we work with finds 200 to 300% or more assets than what they're currently managing. That is the game changer, right? That is going to be the difference for everybody.
Wow. We're blessed. So hey, thank you for joining me. And I told your team, anytime you're doing updates, you just let me know. We'll jump on this.
Well, we've got a bunch more coming here, so we'll keep you in the loop.
Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Bye.